evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite English bulletin, The News. We're broadcasting live from TVT studios here in Lumi. Here are the headlines. The 2025-2026 school year began this Monday nationwide, welcoming over 3 million students and launching a bold new chapter in Togo's education system. With upgraded classrooms and a revamped curriculum, the government, under the leadership of the President of the Council, Ozone, is setting the stage for a transformative year in national education. We'll bring you more shortly. Today, the Gen people mark the 362nd edition of the Epé Ekpé, their traditional New Year festival. Highlighted by the Sacred Stone ceremony, this centuries-old festival not only celebrates tradition, but also strengthens unity and identity for the Gen community in Aného. Stay with us, we'll bring you all the details shortly. It is always a pleasure to have you join us. The 2025-2026 school year kicked off this Monday, September 15, 2025, across the entire nation, marking not just a return to the classroom for more than 303 million students, but the beginning of a bold new chapter in the country's education system. With upgraded infrastructure, better trained teachers, and a revamped curriculum for middle grades, the government is determined to make this school year a one of transformation and success. At the heart of these sweeping reforms is the vision driven by the President of the Council, Ozone, setting the course for transformation in national education. I will find Michigan tells us more.
Significant progress in the education sector makes the 2025-2026 academic year a very promising one. Under the leadership of the President of the Council, Ozone, the government has taken all necessary measures to prepare the younger generation for the demands of today's world through education. To this end, more than 7,000 classrooms have been built or renovated across the country. This effort reflects the government's commitment to providing children and teachers with a safe learning environment. And to promote access to education from early childhood, 15 public kindergartens have also been established. Quality education requires quality teaching, and the government is fully aware of this. Teachers are at the heart of these ambitious reforms. For this school year, 5,000 new teachers have been recruited and 1,000 volunteers have been mobilized to support teaching teams, especially in rural areas. The goal is to guarantee quality learning for all students. In the field of technical and vocational education, state action will be marked by initiatives to make laboratories more accessible and to train more teachers in technical subjects. A key innovation this year is the new pedagogical structure for middle primary classes, now taught by 2 teachers, one specialized in humanities and the other in science. Through this reform, the government intends to introduce students at the middle primary level to the learning model used in secondary schools. Another key priority of this school year is the expansion of English language teaching, now offered to all students across the nation, starting from kindergarten. These reforms demonstrate the government's determination to build a modern, inclusive, and competitive education system. The 2025-2026 school year thus opened with a step toward educational excellence and national development.
And in a bold move to prepare its younger citizens for a global future, the government of Togo has officially introduced English language into preschool and primary school curriculum nationwide. By making English a core part of early education, this ambitious reform aims to equip the next generation with the language skills they need to thrive in an increasingly connected world. There's more in this report.
Off. Quality. Now, second.
What was once just a pilot program is now a reality in every corner of the country. With the start of the 2025-2026 school year, English lessons have officially become part of the curriculum from preschool through primary school in both public and private institutions nationwide. This government reform, already in effect, represents a major step in modernizing Togo's education system. The ambition is to give the youngest pupils the linguistic foundation they need to open up to the wider world. To support this rollout, teachers across the country have undergone training and are now equipped with appropriate teaching materials. Early feedback points to significant advantages both for learners and the education system as a whole. The earlier children are introduced to English, the faster they will be able to understand, master, and eventually use it with confidence. Across Togo, pupils are already taking their first steps in this new linguistic journey meant to give them a head start in a world where English opens countless doors. And indeed, to understand the stakes and impacts of this very important reform, we welcome Mr. Bitajat Bawa, a passionate teacher and an academic coach. Mr. Bawa, we are pleased to have you in our studios today.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Thank you.
Well, without much ado, what gaps or specific needs in the education system does this reform seek to address?
Okay, first of all, let me thank the government for implementing this new reform. Gaps, I can say there are two main gaps that the government want to fill in this educational domain. The first one is to modernize our educational system, and the second one is to develop the linguistic competence from these earliest or these students from the early age.
Well, have teachers been prepared for this nationwide rollout?
Yeah, exactly. Teachers have been undergoing some trainings from primary 1 to P6. In August, teachers have been organized. The government has organized some workshops to train teachers for them to be equipped and then take over this teaching of English from primary schools.
Wow. And are the necessary teaching materials or resources readily available to them?
Yeah, then I can thank the government for being very determined, because there are some materials that are already available for teachers. I mean, there are some flashcards, some signboard that are being used in some classes.
Right.
But as this teaching activity or this teaching of English is concerned, they said all activities around the teaching of English will be a little bit playful. So then there will be a need of some laptops, some iPad, and all those tablets. So I think from those removed areas, we still have some little problem, but the government is working on it for them to be equipped with those materials.
Absolutely. Well, what are the concrete benefits expected for pupils learning English from such an early age?
As I said, this is a very welcome reform, because those students from kindergarten or those students from early age, according to the psychology, especially that of the development of children, teenagers. So they have the capacity to master as many languages as possible. So starting teaching them English from this early age, I think they will be equipped, and they will be developing some linguistic competencies when they will be going to junior high school or senior high school. So this will help them to master a lot. In fact, this program has started in 2020, the year academic 2023-2024, and the pilot program, and the emphasis, the result was encouraging, and the emphasis was laying on the listening. Okay. So with this competence listening, now students pupils at P5 and P6 will be able now to write and to speak. This is where the importance is.
Well, how are they going to be assessed?
I think these teachers can be giving them some assignments, that is personal assignment or collegial assignment. It may be oral or written form, so they can be possible ways to assign or to test them and see how they are performing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, do you have any words of encouragement for the learners, the teachers, and the parents alike?
Yeah, I have. So I would like to say, I would like to encourage our college teachers to, say that it's not easy as a teacher for, this early age. But it is not also, we're not going to give up, because it is, after all, our children, our sisters, our junior brothers and sisters. So I encourage them to keep on, doing their best, and also to say a lot of word to the government to, keep on training teachers and providing the materials for this, new reform. also to
The students
the
themselves.
student to tell them that it is not easy at all, but not also difficult for them to master. So they should be, you know, more attentive, more disciplined, and all this, and they go to gain.
What of our parents?
Your parents also, I think parents should be, you know, at the side of the teacher. They should be, you know, accompanying their students, see how they are progressing. I mean, from at home, they should be checking on their books and see what they are writing or they are progressing. In fact, they can be greeting them in English at home so that to see how the child is they are practicing the language.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Bauer, for joining us and
You
for
are
your
welcome.
insightful comments.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
welcome, madam.
Moving on to other stories, the 4th African Conference on Physics is underway at the University of Lomé. Kicking off this Monday, the event brings together scientists, researchers, physicists, and students from across the continent. Over several days, they'll share ideas, experiences, and explore new ways for physics to play a greater role in solving real-world problems and advancing African societies. This conference is jointly organized by the African School of Physics and the University of Lomé. Awefa Nuchugan reports.
One single goal brings them together to make physics a key driver of societal progress and national development. For 6 days, participants from diverse backgrounds will share experiences, present their research findings, design new projects, and above all, inspire younger generation with a passion for science.
The idea is to develop first capacity in those areas so that we can begin to have a lot of young African talents who are formed and who becomes experts in the various areas that are impactful for development in Africa, especially in technically related fields of physics, and to then promote these collaborations among physicists to also have an engagement with our policymakers.
The conference also provides a space for cooperation, networking, and knowledge exchange. Plenary sessions will feature distinguished researchers addressing specific themes. In addition, 80 secondary school teachers at both middle and high school levels will receive training. Organizers expect the conclusions of this gathering to deliver concrete answers to today's challenges and tomorrow's stakes. The Ministry of Higher Education and Research welcomed this initiative.
Vos contributions, vos savoirs.
Your contributions, knowledge, and aspirations enrich this moment, and together we aim to write a decisive page in the scientific future of Togo and Africa.
Du Togo et de l'Afrique.
In a rapidly changing world, this conference seeks to serve as a springboard for fresh ideas and innovative solutions.
The entrance exam for the National Institute of Agricultural Training in Tove has been officially launched by the Minister of Technical Education, Vocational Training and Apprenticeship. The test was held simultaneously nationwide with more than 900 candidates competing for a place in this prestigious institute. These aspiring students are eager to kickstart their careers in agriculture and contribute to the nation's development. This report has more. A large crowd gathered in front of the building of the Ajidogome Technical High School. Candidates are ready to sit for the entrance examination to the National Institute for Agricultural Training of Tove. The Minister of Technical Education, Vocational Training and Apprenticeship later arrived. After a few words of encouragement to the candidates, he officially launched the exams. Over 2 days, they were tested in French, mathematics, physics, and life and earth sciences.
Au nom du président du Conseil, son Excellence Frère Swaziland Gnassingbé, nous sommes
On
venus
behalf of the
constater
President of the Council, His Excellency For Swaziland Gnassingbé, we came to observe the official launch of the recruitment exam to the National Institute for Agricultural Training of Tove. This recruitment is about selecting future skilled professionals to serve our agricultural sector. Agriculture serves as a key pillar to structurally transforming our economy and thus requires competencies that can drive value chain transformation and new economic models for our agricultural sector. A total of 917 candidates across the country took part in this examination. 30 will be admitted into the Agricultural Professional Baccalaureate program and 35 into the Agricultural Professional Bachelor's program for the 2026 academic year. The Ministry of Environment and Forest Resources marked the 38th International Day for the Protection of the Ozone Layer by bringing together key partners committed to environmental protection. Among the participants was the Ministry of Technical Education, Vocational Training and Apprenticeship, showing a united front in the fight to save our planet's ozone layer. Awefano Chugan has more details in this report.
Refrigeration technicians, students in refrigeration and air conditioning, the Directorate of Environment and the National Ozone Office of Togo came together with their supervising minister to mark the 38th edition of the International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer. The ozone layer, a gaseous shield surrounding the atmosphere, plays a vital role in protecting the Earth from ultraviolet radiation. For Togo, this year's commemoration also marked the launch of the first activities of the Professional Bachelor Program in Refrigeration and Air Conditioning. Participants received presentations on key aspects of the Vienna Convention and the Montreal Protocol on ozone protection. Held under the theme From Science to Global Action, the 2025 edition concluded with the awarding of certificates and equipment.
Sous-secteur de l'enseignement technique.
The subsector of technical education, vocational training and apprenticeship is committed to developing the skills of all actors along the value chain through quality training.
Une formation de qualité.
La célébration de la journée.
The celebration of the International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer gives the country an opportunity to look back on activities undertaken for its protection. In our decisions, we must ensure that what we do does not harm the universe in which we live.
Notre habitat qui se trouve être l'univers.
The two ministers encourage all actors involved in environmental protection to redouble their efforts in building a healthier environment.
Buying equipment and building healthcare facilities is just one of the first steps. The real challenge is in keeping them in good shape for the long run. To tackle this, Togo has developed a national strategy for maintaining healthcare equipment and infrastructure from 2026 to 2030 with the help of the German cooperation agency GIZ. In a 3-day meeting, key experts and stakeholders are reviewing how to translate the plan into concrete action in order to ensure safer, more reliable healthcare system for everyone. This report has more. Health infrastructure that meets the population's aspirations for quality care and equipment that is available, functional, and properly maintained. These are key components of a strong and efficient health system. For 3 days, stakeholders in the sector gathered to reflect and exchange views on the orientation of Togo's national strategy for the maintenance of health infrastructure and equipment for the 2026-2030 agenda. Key measures identified to overcome the main challenges include strengthening governance and coordination, improving the capacity of maintenance structures, enhancing service quality, establishing a reliable maintenance information system, and creating a partnership framework among stakeholders. The Togolese government, together with German corporation GIZ, aims to improve and consolidate achievements for the benefit of communities. This requires concrete actions, particularly in managing and organizing maintenance activities at all levels of the health pyramid. It also involves reinforcing human, technical, and financial resources, providing adequate tools and equipment, and above all, creating and institutionalizing a maintenance fund to cover both preventive and corrective activities. This new strategy is aligned with the objectives of Togo's 2025 roadmap. It is expected to ensure better quality of care through reliable equipment, reduce costs associated with emergency repairs and premature replacements, extend equipment lifespan, and ultimately guarantee stronger protection of public investments. Today, the people of Guinea celebrated the 362nd edition of Epé Ekpé, their traditional New Year festival. More than 3 centuries after its inception, this age-old festival continues to be passed down from generation to generation. The highlight of the day, the taking of the sacred stone crowns, a long series of rituals that began all the way back in June. Beyond its festive dimension, Epé Ekpé remains a powerful symbol of unity, identity for the Game people, now mainly rooted in Aného.
Aného, with more than 300 years of history and twice the capital of Togo. Located along the coast east of Lomé, the city still bears the marks of its glorious past through its rich cultural heritage. Epé Ekpé, one of Aného's most emblematic traditional celebrations, brings together the Game people every year around their ancestral values. The ceremony usually opens in June with several rituals, purification practices aimed at reconciling the Game people before the taking of the sacred stone. Epé Ekpé also gathers devotees of the 41 protective deities of Aného. The sacred stone, bearer of messages, reveals guidance. For the 362nd edition, the stone will once again deliver its message to the Game people and to the entire Togolese nation.
That brings us to the end of today's edition. Thank you to my wonderful team and to you, cherished viewers, for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates. Have a wonderful evening. See you next time. Goodbye.